The relationship between India and Pakistan is one of the most complex and fraught in the world. Born out of the tumultuous partition of British India in 1947, these two nations have been locked in a state of hostility and mistrust for over 7 decades. The partition, intended to create 2 independent states for Hindus and Muslims, was accompanied by widespread violence and displacement, leaving an indelible scar on the collective psyche of both countries. This traumatic birth sowed the seeds of discord that continue to plague their relations to this day. At the heart of this enduring conflict lies the unresolved dispute over Kashmir. This picturesque Himalayan region, claimed by both India and Pakistan, became a flashpoint soon after independence. The first of 3 major wars between the two nations erupted in 1947 over Kashmir, solidifying the region as a symbol of their bitter rivalry. The subsequent wars in 1965 and 1971 further deepened the divides, entrenching suspicion and hostility. The 1971 war, which resulted in the creation of Bangladesh, formerly East Pakistan, witnessed a particularly brutal chapter in the India-Pakistan saga. The conflict, fueled by ethnic tensions and calls for autonomy in East Pakistan, drew India into the fray, ultimately leading to Pakistan's military surrender and the birth of a new nation. The war left an indelible mark on the regional landscape, further complicating the already strained relationship between India and Pakistan. Despite numerous attempts at dialogue and reconciliation, the two countries have struggled to break free from the shackles of their shared history. The legacy of partition, the unresolved Kashmir conflict, and the lingering memories of war continue to cast a long shadow over India-Pakistan relations, hindering progress towards a lasting peace. Central to the enduring conflict between India and Pakistan is the seemingly intractable dispute over Kashmir. This mountainous region, renowned for its breathtaking beauty and strategic importance, has been a bone of contention since the very birth of these two nations. Both India and Pakistan claim Kashmir in its entirety, with each controlling parts of the region further complicating the situation. India's control over a significant portion of Kashmir, including the Kashmir Valley, is a source of deep resentment in Pakistan. Pakistan views India's presence as an illegal occupation, fueling nationalist sentiments and demands for Kashmiri self-determination. This perception is further exacerbated by the presence of a large Indian military force in the region, which Pakistan sees as a provocative measure. The situation escalated dramatically in 2019 when India revoked Article 370 of its constitution. This article had granted special status to Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian-administered portion of Kashmir, allowing it a degree of autonomy. The revocation, seen by many as an attempt to solidify India's control over the region, was met with widespread protests and condemnation, particularly in Pakistan. Pakistan denounced India's move as illegal and unilateral, arguing that it violated United Nations Security Council resolutions calling for a plebiscite to determine the will of the Kashmiri people. The international community expressed concern over the situation, urging both sides to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. However, the revocation of Article 370 significantly heightened tensions between India and Pakistan, pushing them further apart. The year 2025 witnessed a dangerous escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan, underscoring the fragility of peace in the region. In May of that year, a heavy exchange of fire erupted along the line of control, the de facto border dividing Indian-controlled Kashmir from Pakistan-administered Kashmir. This incident, the worst since 2019, resulted in casualties on both sides, fueling fears of a larger conflict. The trigger for this latest flare-up was an attack in Indian-controlled Kashmir that claimed the lives of 26 people. India blamed Pakistan-based militant groups for the attack and responded with missile strikes targeting what it claimed were terrorist camps within Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Pakistan, while denying any involvement in the initial attack, retaliated with its own missile strikes, calling India's actions an act of war. The international community watched with growing alarm as the two nuclear-armed neighbors engaged in this dangerous game of brinkmanship. The United States, China and Russia all called for restraint and urged both sides to de-escalate the situation. Russia in particular stepped up its diplomatic efforts, offering to mediate between the two rivals. While the immediate crisis was averted, the May 2025 conflict served as a stark reminder of the ever-present danger of escalation in the region. The incident highlighted the volatility of the India-Pakistan relationship, where even seemingly isolated incidents can quickly spiral out of control. It also underscored the urgent need for sustained dialogue and confidence-building measures to prevent future conflicts. In the years following the initial conflict, engagement between the nations remained limited. Mistrust lingered, casting a long shadow over diplomatic efforts. Despite occasional attempts at dialogue, deep-seated suspicions often derailed progress. It was a period marked by cautious interactions and unfulfilled promises. As the geopolitical landscape evolved, navigating ties with both India and Pakistan became increasingly complex. Each nation had its own set of expectations and demands, making diplomacy a delicate balancing act. The challenge was not just about maintaining peace, but also about fostering mutual respect and understanding in a region fraught with historical tensions. The human cost of the conflict was profound. Lives were caught in the crossfire, with families torn apart and communities displaced. Personal stories of loss and resilience emerged, highlighting the enduring impact of the strife. Amid the turmoil, ordinary people struggled to find a semblance of normalcy, their lives forever altered by the ongoing discord. Despite the challenges, there were glimmers of hope for a more peaceful future.